up guys, and welcome to Mobrim News. We have quite a few interesting topics, so let's jump right into it. If there's a game that makes hardcore players and their wallets tremble, it's Lineage. While the license first came out in 1998, last year was a big revival time for Lineage, with a few titles being brought to mobile platforms. Among those various titles, the big winner is by far Lineage M, developed by NCSoft. NCSoft reported a 98% sales increase over the past year, and this port of the original Lineage game to mobile has been at the top of the Korean app store since then. NCSoft's CEO announced recently that Lineage M would finally be brought to the global market, including China, Japan, and USA, making a potential gigantic cash cow. Along with this news, the CEO talked about a full HD version of the game, with new characters exclusively for the mobile version. More info is to come this summer, and we can't wait to see more of that. During Netmarble's first quarter earnings release, the company finally spilled the beans on when we'll be able to get our hands on Blade & Soul Revolution. Turns out we don't have to wait long at all, as the game is expected to open pre-registration in July or August, with the game launching in September. This is because the release was delayed slightly to make sure the game is fully optimized and stable for its release. However, Western fans, don't get your hopes up just yet, as Netmarble usually releases games in Korea first, then slowly adds more countries to the list as the months go by. So maybe you'll get your hands on it by early next year, at least that's our guess. Since games are pretty much a national sport in Korea, PC games are usually played in PC rooms, where the computers are up to date with the latest hardware and accessories. So, back in January, NeoWiz signed a contract with Epic Games to finally bring Fortnite to PC rooms, but guess what, it's still not here. When asked why, NeoWiz's CEO explains that the two main issues delaying the process is that automatic patching is hard and slow to implement, and of course, the cheating issue. The technology used to counter cheats is simply not adapted for PC rooms, so if they were to let people play in there, it could result in massive cheating issues. As a reminder, Korean laws are in constant evolution when it comes to cheating, including fines and jail time. The government is more than ever attentive to this issue, since those programs are especially effective when it comes to battle royale games. One program by one user will affect many more users on a Fortnite game than in a League of Legends match. Now let that sink in for a moment. Finally, after 3 years of absolute silence, Nexon dropped some news on Final Fantasy XI, albeit in the form of screenshots. In the past year or two, fans have pretty much assumed the game was cancelled. However, that was dismissed when fans on their subreddit discovered that Nexon is still hiring for the project. We should note that the job posting is from January of this year, but the screenshots are as recent as last month. If it ever comes out, maybe it'll give Lineage a run for its money. With all the money Lineage M is making for NCSoft, I guess they feel comfortable enough to take their time in releasing new games. During their first quarter conference call, they mentioned that Blade & Soul 2 would be delayed until next year, along with Lineage 2M. No worries though, we still have some good news for you. Project TL will have a CBT sometime during the second half of the fiscal year, and depending on the results, we can see it launching sometime next year. Finally, we might actually get our hands on it after waiting 7 years from their announcements. Anyways, that wraps it up for this week's Mobrim News. Make sure to hit that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Also, give the notification button some love, so you're always notified when we post new content. Alright, so until next time, skibidi boo boo!